Hello and welcome to Gentle Yoga with Carol. I'm Carol. I just want to remind you that yoga does not hurt. If you are feeling any strain or pain, you need to back off on how much you're exerting effort. You should be doing about 60 to 70% at maximum for yoga. 100% is way over the top. That's Western, not Eastern, so you're going in the wrong direction. Doing it slower and backing off on the effort while just working to a point of tightness instead of strain or pain is actually more beneficial to you and builds better neural pathways than our usual thought of giving 100%. So remember to listen to your body and work within its limits, and you'll be doing a whole lot of good for it. We're going to begin in Savasana, corpse posture. You can either sit in a chair with your feet on the floor, and otherwise, for those who are reclining, if you use the bolsters, a pile of blankets and or pillows underneath your knees to hoist up your legs in order to take off the strain for your back, get that ready. Make sure if you're reclining that you have a pillow or a folded blanket for underneath your head. These are ways that we help to protect ourselves, make sure that we get the benefit that we need. When you're getting ready to recline, exhale and lower on your forearms, and then slowly exhale and lower vertebrae by vertebrae until the back of your head is on the blanket or pillow. And then kind of scooch down and come up a little bit so your shoulder blades are flat and down on the ground. Scoot your buttocks towards your heels, and then kind of wiggle or move a little bit to make sure your lower back is comfortable on the floor. Extend your arms out slightly to your sides and palms up. Extend them a little bit out and then release and let the shoulders drop down. And if you're not using any bolsters, I'm just going to have your feet on the floor. Then exhale one leg out to the side and extend through the heel and flop the foot outward. Then exhale the other leg down, extend through the heel, flop it outward so it's a little wider than hip width apart and comfortable for you. Correct any bunched up clothing or anything that seems uncomfortable. Tuck your chin under slightly and close your eyes and begin to tune into your breathing. You should feel cool air in at the base of your nose and warmer, moisture air in as the breath turns. You can also watch your chest inflate and abdomen inflate and deflate with the breath. By paying attention to what our body is doing as it breathes, we're better able to relax and bring our mind into our body and let it make observations for itself and map better neural pathways for us. So feel the cool air in, base the nose, down the throat, into the lungs. And feel the warmer air out from the lungs, over the throat, and out the base of the nose. Feeling that abdomen and expand and contract. And relaxing, consciously relaxing any parts that are tight or tense. Release your forehead and your nose, your cheeks. Let your eyes rest down in the sockets away from the eyelids. Release your jaw and your ears are flopping along. Your skull rests heavy in the back of your head. Release and let go of your neck, your shoulders, under your arms. Relax your left arm and elbow, left forearm and wrist, left palm and fingers. Release and let them go, heavy to the floor. And then release your right arm, right elbow, right forearm and wrist, your right thumb, palm, and fingers. Releasing and letting go. Letting your chest soften, your sternum, your solar plexus, your abdomen, your upper back, your mid back, and your lower back all relax. Letting go. Easing down. Feeling the ground beneath you supporting you. Release your right buttock, right thigh and knee, calf and shins, the right ankle, top of the foot, sole of the foot, and the right toes, even the pinky. And release your left buttock, your left thigh, your left knee, your left calf and shins, your left ankle and heel, top and sole of your left foot, and your left toes, even the toenails. Everything just loose, relax. Scan for any places of tightness or tension and just let them go. By beginning in a relaxed state, we're at the optimum place for our body and for our brain to start making observations from the start about how we're going to be moving our body. We're going to be focusing on your solar plexus diaphragm, the mid sides, and your mid back. So below your sternum and above your abdomen, above your belly button. So if you would inhale your left hand and place it lightly above your belly button, flat on your upper tummy there, and then your right hand flat above your left hand, so your thumb can kind of feel where the ridge of where the rib cages come to that V. And that's the area we're going to be focusing on. You may want to have a pillow or blankets under each of your arms if it's hard on your shoulders or neck to have those arms up. And what I want you to begin, the feel is that we're going to be inflating this section as if it were an inner tube or around our middle, right in the middle of our hands. So not around the waist, it's above that. And you'll want to expand the front, back, and sides. And this is really the solar plexus area. And so try and breathe an inner tube around you and feel it expand and then deflate. And the word for that sense of expansion all the way around your body is samana. And this is a samana vayu. And this is called prana vayu, a breathing exercise that relates to the solar plexus and the sensation of expansion around our middle. So expand the inner tube, back, sides, and front. And then as you exhale, draw in your abs and diaphragm against your spine under your rib cage. Inhale in the inner tube. And exhale, drawing in your abs and up underneath your rib cage. So continue with this breathing. Really concentrate on expanding both the sides and back as well as the front. I'll call this either midline breathing or prana vayu or feeling samana in your middle. And now we're going to play with this a little bit by doing the Strika pranayama or bellows breath exercise. And what you're going to do is we're going to use the breath to help us even more for the forced exhale out our mouth and really whoosh it out, kind of pressing our hands down even and scooping them up against our spine, mostly not too much of a pressure. That's mostly to give a guide for your abdomen and diaphragm to go back against your spine and up under your rib cage. So inhale regular and in the middle of you, and then let's speed that up. Alright, on an exhale, release your arms to your sides and just do the midline breathing and a gentle movement of your abs, and on the exhale, You should have felt that warmed you up and energized you. It's a great thing to do if you don't feel motivated or energetic to go exercise. It'll change that all for you. So you're focusing on that inner tube all the way around you. And then on the exhale, drawing in your abs up and your diaphragm up against your spine and up into the rib cage. So that was Vastrika, bellows breath, with a sense of samana, the surrounding feeling of our prana breathing. And now I want you to, we're going to do a little bit of a stretching, particularly to loosen up the sides, the mid-back. And so I want you to inhale your right leg up, foot on the floor, knee up. And then inhale your left leg up, foot on the floor. Ground that left foot, big toe down. Spread the toes away and grip with the toes on the outside and bring your weight a little bit to the outside. And then I want you to inhale your knee up and clasp around with your hands. Your chin is tucked under, your shoulders are relaxed. Again, if you need some props under your elbows for your arms and shoulders, please do so. And what we're going to do is do the midline breathing. So feel the mid-back against the floor, expanding as well as the sides and fronts. And on the exhale, bring in the abs and diaphragm, but also bring your knee over to your left shoulder in that direction, only to the point of tightness, no strain or pain, keeping your buttocks and lower back firmly on the floor. And keep it there even when you inhale, and as you exhale, loosen the hip and see if you can bring in the abs, push with your foot to help you bring in the abs, and see if you can loosen your thigh and hip in order to bring it a smidge over without bringing the buttock up with it. You may only be able to move it like a millimeter or something. Use the left foot to help engage the abs and bring them up on the exhale. Inner tube while you inhale. Should be no tugging, only a slight pulling as you lengthen. Keep the buttocks and lower back on the floor. And exhale your arms and your foot down. Exhale and lengthen through the heel of your leg, but go straight. Put it up in the air, lengthen through your right heel, and then feel, don't look at it, just feel when you're close to the ground. You're extending through the heel. And when you think you're almost around to touch the ground, doing this very, very slowly, and then see how when you actually touch the ground. Just notice the difference. That always gets me. And then bring that hip width apart, flop it outward. Exhale the left leg down, extend through the heel outward, let it flop down. And now just compare where your heels are to one another and how your mid-back feels on the floor, your lower back, which leg. When you inhale, does your breath favor one side or the other? Is one leg lighter or denser than the other? Just make observations so your body stays in your brain. Check in with your thinking. It should have slowed down or vanished at this point because we've been keeping our brain busy with our body. Inhale your right leg up. Inhale your left leg up. Ground your right big toe. Use it to spread out the other toes. And weight to the outside of the foot, having a gap underneath your arch, your knee to the outside, so you're also engaging the thighs. Inhale your left knee up and clasp it with your hands gently. On the exhale, remember to draw in your abs as well as bring your left knee over to your right shoulder, keeping your buttocks and lower back on the ground, engaging your right foot. Inhale in the inner tube, prana. And exhale, engage your foot, abdomen. See if you can bring that a smidge over to the right shoulder, keeping the left shoulder on the ground. Keeping the chin tucked under. Keeping the buttocks and lower back on the floor. Use that foot to help you engage your abs and drawing them in tighter with the diaphragm. We're really working the diaphragm, which helps support and work our lungs. So it's also a big part of our core. So we're strengthening that place that our whole body depends on for balance, support. Now, exhale your arms slowly toward your side. Exhale the foot to the floor. And then actually bring your knee back up on your left leg. Extend your foot straight out and extend through the heel. So you're kind of like flexing your foot a little bit. Slowly, slowly, slowly lower to the ground. Feel when you think you're going to hit the ground. When you're sure you're going to hit the ground, see how far you have to go before you actually touch the ground. It just gets me every time. I love it. It's just our body showing our brain that our body does, it's just, our brain just gives us messages that aren't correct. So we have to have that brain recalculate things with our body moments and being aware of them. If we're not aware of them, it doesn't make a difference. But being aware of them, it helps the brain make adjustments. And just notice where your breath goes when you breathe in, whether your heels have equalized, there's a difference between the legs or arms, have any tingling anywhere, blood flowing. And now inhale your right leg up with a foot on the floor. Inhale your left leg up with a foot on the floor. Ground that big right toe, weight to the outside of the right foot. Inhale your lower left leg 90 degrees out from the knee. So the knee is still straight up. It's just your lower leg that makes the 90 degrees. Inhale your right arm up. And then on an inhale with a midline breathing, lengthen through the arm and lift the shoulder up off the ground, but the shoulder blade stays on the mat. And then on the exhale, you lower your shoulder back to the mat and you press through your right foot to engage your abdominals on the exhale. Inhale, lift up the shoulder, lengthen through the arm. Exhale, press through lower the shoulder, press through the right foot, and bring in those abs. Inhale, inner tube, shoulder up. Lengthening, and then exhale, abs in, pressing through the foot, chin tucked under. Inhale, go at the pace of your own breathing. Really lengthen through the arm as you're inhaling and lifting the shoulder. Neck is relaxed. This is getting at our mid-back doing this. Feeling the inner tube going against the ground, against your mid-back, the sides and the front. Exhale your arm slowly to the ground. Kind of correct where your shoulders and shoulder blades are on the ground. And then lengthen through the heel of your left foot. And again, just test when you sense the ground coming up to meet you. And then when it actually does. Should be getting a little bit closer each time, but probably not still quite getting it. Exhale your right leg out and down. And just make observations. Is one arm longer than the other arm? Are they both the same? What about your shoulders? Are they resting differently on the ground, or your upper back and mid back? What about your lower back, buttocks, your legs? Does your breath want to go one way or the other? Which side seems lighter and which side seems darker? Inhale your right leg up. Inhale your left leg up. Ground that big left toe. Spread out the other toes from it. Grip the ground or the mat. Let the knee flap outward with the weight toward the outside of your foot, raising your arch. Inhale your right knee up, or not your right knee, your right lower leg up. So 90 degrees from your knee points to the ceiling. Inhale your left arm up, and then inhale and raise the shoulder, but keeping the shoulder blades on the ground and your neck loose. And then on the exhale, pressing through the left foot slightly and drawing in your abs, midline breathing. Try and do it without moving your right leg. Lifting up that shoulder on the inhale, relaxing it down on the exhale, and bringing in the abs. Chin tucked under, loose underarm. Don't go as high with the shoulder if there's any pain or strain. Effortless. Engage the abs on the exhale. Kind of hard to coordinate, I know. I'm always forgetting something. Exhale your arms to the ground. Exhale and lengthen your right leg outward. And again, test about when, go down very, very slowly. And just test when you think you're about to hit the ground. Had some practice now. Should be getting a little bit closer before you think you're at the ground. And then measure when the heel actually touches. Probably got kind of close that time, maybe. And now just lengthen out through your arms and let the shoulders drop. And just check where your fingers are in relationship to the other, your heels. Which side does your breath favor, if any? How much contact is your shoulder, mid, upper back, lower back, legs, arms making contact with the ground? We need to take time to make these observations for the brain to open up to all the possibilities in working with our body and different muscle groups and that sort of thing. If we don't take time to observe, we're never going to learn, and the brain's not going to make an accurate neural pathway for us, or a more beneficial one. So now I want you to curl your knees up and slowly turn to your side, paying attention to your diaphragm and mid-back as you're doing that. And very carefully and slowly make your way to standing. We've been doing a lot of breathing, so you are likely to be lightheaded, so just take your time. And once you're standing, just come to a comfortable standing position. Your feet comfortably apart. Maybe kind of move your shoulders, move your head very slowly and carefully. And now I want you to look down, make sure that your feet are parallel to one another, and then bring your feet about 1 inch apart, but no skin touching here, or you might need to be a little wider apart just for balance, depending on how accustomed you are to this position. You want to picture a string going up through your spine and through the crown of your head, and as you inhale, that spine lengthens out and down. Your chest is broad. Your shoulder blades are back and down. Your chin's tucked under. Big toes making contact. Weight to the outside to engage your thighs. And then slightly lean forward as if into a stiff breeze. Shoulder blades back and down. Weight equal front to back on each foot. That's Tadasana or mountain posture. And now I would like you to step just about hip width apart. I want you to, we're going to do Uddiyana Bandhu. And you want to place your hands, bend your knees slightly, and place your hands on the upper part or up above your knees. And so you want to ground the big toes, have the weight to the outside so your knees are going outward to engage the thighs. Stick your bottom out a little bit, leaning into your hands but keeping your elbows to your side and keeping your shoulder blades back and down. Head looks down. And now we're going to do Bhastrika breathing, the bellows breath again, but without using our hands. So you're going to really draw in, whoosh out the breath from your mouth and really draw in your abs and your diaphragm up underneath the rib cage against your spine while you lean into your hands. So bend the knees slightly. Midline breathing. Press through your feet on the exhale. But keep your legs bent and your butt stuck out. I'm kind of down a little ways. You don't have to be down this far. You can get up a little bit. I just find this works best for me. Really lean into your hands, shoulder blades back and down. Lean more into your hands, bending the knees a bit, sticking the butt out. Really important to keep the shoulder blades back and down. Inhale and straighten your legs and stand, straighten your torso, bottom tucks under. Step your feet back into Konasana. And just notice when your body takes a breath, how deep it is and where it goes. And you probably find it a little bit easier to step into Tadasana, mountain posture, with your knees relaxed. Leaning forward slightly, shoulder blades back and down. Good job. Now we're going to do breath of joy, so your feet just about hip width apart again. And this time we're not going to do midline breathing, we're going to do three-part breathing. So you inhale a third of the percent of the breath here, third of the percent of the breath here, and then the rest of the breath up into your chest. So just practice that a minute. Regular exhale. You don't need to move your hands. I'm just doing that to show you where the location of the breath is. Now there's arm movements that go along with it. So when you're inhaling into your abdomen, your arms go here, shoulder blades back and down. And your feet are grounded and with the toes down and your weight a little bit on the outside. When you go and inhale in here, your arms go out here. When you inhale in your chest, your arms go overhead. And then when you exhale, bend the knees slightly, go back, and then your arms are back behind your knees like you're getting ready to dive. Inhale, press through the feet. If you're getting lightheaded, then just don't bend down when you exhale, just stay up. You just bring your arms down, so if you're lightheaded. Well, I miss that now. This is called the breath of joy. One more time. Inhale, slowly raise up. Have your arms at your side. Step back into Tadasana. Chest is broad, shoulder blades back and down. See when you have to take a breath and where it goes. See if you can feel your lung from the diaphragm to the collarbone. That exercise worked our mid-back again, as well as some other major muscle groups. Now I want you to step your feet 3 to 4 feet apart, whatever's comfortable for you. And I'm going to cut my head off for the moment. Y'all love that when I do that, I know. And you want to turn your right foot over 90 degrees. You want to bring your knee, bring it over your second and third toe and let it go outward. Big toe down, weight to the outside of your heel. Turn the left foot in 45 degrees or a couple inches. Ground that big toe, equal weight, front and back. And we're going to start off with, this is our right hand right here on our knee that's really pressing up, is out over the second and third toes. So you're really doing a knee bend, but equal weight, front and back legs. And we're going to square our shoulders to the right, or away from the knee, but the knee's pressing outward and bending over. And we're going to inhale the left arm, shoulder blades back and down. And you're going to extend and lengthen all the way through your left leg, side, and hand, arm. So I'm just going to bring it up now. So really bend that knee and out. And you can have maybe just the slightest of a lean into your right hand and really lengthen through the leg and the side. This is extended side angle, and you can kind of look out underneath your left armpit just a little bit. Really lengthen, pressing through the back foot as well as the front, equal weight. So you're really lengthening through the whole sides, because we have to make sure that our sides also are stretched in order to have that inner tube breath work for us. So we'll try the inner tube breath now. Realize how hard it's kind of going to be to expand that left side outward. And then inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale your arms slowly down, letting the shoulder roll in the socket, letting your fingertips drag slowly along the ground. Inhale your feet parallel, step back into Tadasana. Lengthening through the spine, shoulder blades back and down, chest broad, chin tucked slightly, leaning forward, equal weight, front and back of the feet. Step back 3 to 4 feet apart. And now let's turn the left leg 90 degrees. Bring that left knee over the second and third toes, really bend in, turn in the right foot 45 degrees. Square your shoulder away from your knee, place your left hand on your left knee, really lengthening, pressing outward. Inhale your right arm up, lengthening through, leaning into your left hand, shoulder against your body, shoulder blades back and down. And now lengthen from your toes of your right and heel of your right foot all the way through your right fingers, all along the leg and the side and up the arm. Really bending into that knee, and it's outward over your second and third toes, equal weight, front and back. Inhaling midline breath. best you can. And you might want to turn your head to look under your right arm a little bit. Just what will protect your neck. And if it hurts to have your arm up the side, just make sure the shoulders back and down. Squaring the shoulders away from the knee. I wasn't doing that right. Did you catch me? Right, inhale and straighten your left leg. Inhale your feet parallel. Slowly exhale. Your right arm slowly down. Fingers slowly along the ground. Step the feet back into Tadasana. That was against extended side angle. Notice if your weight tends to want to dump into one leg over the other leg, and just have your brain observe that. And then as you try to equalize the balance, feel what one side's lighter or darker, building up the heat here in our movements. Now step 3 to 4 feet apart. Turn that right leg 90 degrees. Turn in the left 45. Again, bend the knee over your second and third toes. This time we're going to square our shoulders and hip over facing our knee. We're going to inhale our arms only as high as is comfortable for you, but overhead if you can. Keep looking straight ahead, or you can look up toward your arms. Really lean into that knee, equal weight, both feet, knee to the outside. Breathing, midline breathing. Contract your abs slightly and the exhale. You don't have to bend your neck. Bend your head if that hurts your neck. Release the shoulder blades back and down. Really bend into that knee toward the outside. Engage the thigh as well. This is warrior 1. Continue to square the pelvis and shoulders toward the knee. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale your arms slowly to the ground. Sockets in your shoulders. Roll the joints back into place. Fingers long and heavy. Inhale your feet parallel and step back into Tadasana again. Step your feet wider. That was warrior 1. Step your feet wider than, or 3 to 4 feet apart. Now let's turn the left foot 90 degrees. Turn the right in 45 degrees. Bend that left knee over the second and third toes. Big toe down, weight to the outside, a little arch. You can feel the arch, some air under your arch. And then pressing the knee outward so that the thighs engage, equal weight front and back. And you want to square your shoulders and pelvis to face your knee, even though it's going outward more. And you want to inhale your arms only as high as is comfortable for you. Warrior 1. Really bend into that knee and making sure the knee is going outward. Is this side easier, harder? Midline breathing. You contract the abs on the exhale. Shoulder blades relaxed and down. Bending into that knee. Inhale your knees to straighten that left leg. Bring your feet parallel and slowly exhale your arms to your sides, dragging slowly, low and heavy. Step back into Tadasana, mountain posture. Feet only about an inch, no more than 2 inches apart. And see if you're having problems with your balance between the feet. Forgot to mention that last time. You probably were wondering what's going on. Tends to want to dump into one leg. Just be in your body, let your brain observe, making these notes, or you observe for your brain. Equal weight front and back of the foot and between each foot. Which leg is longer, which leg seems lighter, which arm seems longer. You may not notice any differences, doesn't matter, just make the observations. Alright, that was Warrior 1. We're going to do Warrior 2. Step your feet 3 to 4 feet apart. Turn the right heel 90 degrees outward. Throw the foot. Turn the left foot in 45 degrees. Again, bend the knee over the second and third toes. This time and outward, you know the drill. This time we're going to turn and face, shift, but shoulders and hips are going to be away from our knee, even though as we're pushing it outward. And we're going to inhale our arms shoulder height, and you're going to want to bring your fingers together so they're touching each other and straightening out your palms. Your thumb is against your hand. And then you're going to slowly, keeping your shoulders front and center, and then your pelvis, going into that knee, going outward. And then on an exhale, turn your head over to the right, look down your spear arm, lengthen from fingertip of the left hand to all the way to your right hand and back. We're doing stretching and working all of our major muscle groups right now. It also is getting that stretching our solar plexus, diaphragm, mid-back, the sides. Warrior 2. Midline breath. Exhaling. Kind of grab your abs a little bit. Inhale and straighten your right leg. Exhale your arms to your sides. Turn your feet parallel. Step back into Tadasana and see if you have any problems with balancing between one foot and the other. And step your feet 3 to 4 feet apart. Turn the left foot out 90 degrees. Turn the right in 45. Bring that knee and look at it so it's over the second and third toes, outward. Push your shoulders and hips toward away from the knee, even as the knees, you're bending it and pressing it outward. And inhale your arms just below shoulder height. Bring the fingers straight out, but pressing next to each other, thumb against the hands. And you want to exhale and look over your left as you bend further into the knee, but keep your shoulders front and center. So you want to drop that right shoulder back and down a bit. Lengthening fingertip left all the way to the right and back again. Warrior 2. Midline breathing. Knee bending into it, but it's pressing outward. Engaging those strong thighs. Make sure your shoulders are squared front with your hips, pelvis. You should feel it in your inner thighs especially. Inhale, straighten your left leg. Exhale your arms slowly to your side. Turn your feet parallel. Step back into Tadasana posture, mountain posture, asana. Leaning forward slightly. See if you're struggling for balance. Not. That's very common. Just observe and work the posture as best you can. Okay, that was the last posture for today. It's time to go into Savasana for relaxation. As you're doing that, this will apply for those who are reclining, not for those in a chair. But you won't need a blanket under your head because I want you to take a pillow or blanket, and you want the blanket to be at least this long, so about this long, not folded like this, but out like this, and you probably need two. This one's very thin even when it's folded, so I'm going to use two. You can always, or you can use a couple bed pillows. And slowly make your way to the ground, noticing your mid-back and your solar plexus as you do that. Having to contract as you go down. And you want to lie down slowly on your forearms and then vertebrae by vertebrae as you exhale. You want the edge of the blankets to only touch your mid-back. You don't want it to, and you can still have the bolsters and other blankets and pillows underneath your legs if you've been using them, so that's still alright. But as you go back, make sure it's not on your upper back, that it hits your midline, kind of the upper part of your midline. And if you have your knees up and flopping the knees outward on your bolsters or blankets, or you can scooch your tail, or you need to anyway scooch your tailbone down so you've got it cocked a little bit better, chin tucked under. If you're not using bolsters, on an exhale, slowly lower and lengthen through the left heel and let the foot drop outward. Slowly lower the right leg, lengthen through the heel, let the foot drop wider than hip width apart. Kind of relax your shoulder blades and shoulders around the blanket or pillows that you're lying on. Now, this is modified fish posture because we have this open space here, so we're kind of stretching out between the mid-back and the lower back. A little bit more of a fish posture is if you want to put your head, go back near the top of your head and look behind you, but not too much. You only don't go to the point of straining at all. So it's not on your mid-top like it would be if you were on the floor. It's only part way, so you're looking behind you, but you close your eyes. Otherwise, just keep it with the chin tucked under for a normal lying for Savasana. And close your eyes. Hold those arms out, let the shoulder blades relax even more, release the armpits, and consciously relax your body, paying attention to your breath. Oh, and you may want a blanket to put on top of yourself since we got heated up. You may need to want a blanket because you'll cool down really fast. So, just going from the top of your head and relaxing each part of your body so your brain is not needing to do observations. It just relaxes down in the back of the skull, nice and weighty, heavy, drawing your forehead smooth, temples down. Space between your eyebrows is loose and soft. Your eyes fall back in the sockets away from the eyelids, and your mouth and nose loosen and soften, going broad. The cheeks and the chin and the jaw relax and let go. Your ears are floppy, and against your dragging down. Relax your neck and your throat. Those shoulder blades relax down, armpits down, left arm and all the way to the palm and fingers. Right arm and shoulder, the right forearm, palm and fingers. Releasing the chest and the middle and the abdomen, releasing the upper, mid, and lower back. Letting go. Letting go of the right buttock, the right thigh, the right shin and calf, the right ankle, foot, and toes and heel. Releasing the left buttock, left thigh, knee, left calf, heel, foot, and toes. And I want you to just float on your breath as if you were a fish drifting in the water. No need to touch the breath, just let your body do the breathing for you. Slowing down, relaxing into yourself. And now I want you to move your attention to that middle of the middle. So inside of you, in the middle of where we were expanding, feeling samana, the expansiveness all around. So go in the center and feel how we've expanded the very center of you all the way around. And picture that in the middle, you are this flaming orb of light. It's bright yellow and it casts an intense healing, tingling light that warms you all over. And that light starts to spread down your lower back and down into your abdomen, and that light also now is filling brightly yellow, glowing, tingling, healing within you. And it expands upward into your chest and your upper back. That light is twirling inside of you, twirling out the fat, twirling in healing, warm and tingling, glowing bright and yellow, so brilliant. And it moves into your shoulders and down your left arm, down to the very fingertips, and then down your right shoulder, down your arm, all the way into the palm, the fingers. And that all this upper part of your torso and your arms are warm, glowing, tingling with yellow healing light. The light moves up into your throat, your mouth and jaw, up into your ears, your nose, around your eyes, up into your forehead, to the very crown of your head. So your whole upper body is engulfed in this yellow light, just filling you with warmth, tingling as it wipes out and washes out any fat and any illness or discomfort. And it just fills you with warmth. And it pulls down into your right buttock, going down into your right thigh, right knee, right calf and ankle, down into your heel, the sole in front of your foot, and your very tips of your toes. So your whole right side is glowing brightly yellow, filled with this tingling light. And it flows into your left buttock, your left thigh and knee, flowing down into the calf and shin, the ankle, the heel, the sole, the top of the left foot, all the way to the tips of your toes on your left foot. All of you is just tingling and warm. It has this just exuding this brightly yellow, intensely healing light. And imagine that you're standing in an endless field of yellow flowers. And actually look at the flowers and picture what your favorite yellow flowers are. Perhaps it's a field of sunflowers or brittle bush in bloom. Maybe it's pansies or tulips, daffodils, or sunflowers or carnations. So you're surrounded by a sea of yellow flowers. You can't see anything but yellow flowers no matter where you look. And they're all swaying gently in the breeze. And the sky is cloudless, a deep blue. The sun bathes you in the field of flowers with its warm, nourishing rays. Now look up into the infinite expanse of blue, cloudless sky and lock your eyes onto the sun. The rays don't hurt you because you're so filled with this bright yellow, tingling and warm light yourself. In fact, you find it soothing and pleasant to look at the sun. And you feel the sun drawing you to itself, and you find yourself rising and being pulled by the sun toward itself. The yellow fields are now far below you, and you're flying faster and faster to the sun. Soon the earth become a ball, a marble, a spot of blue in the distance. You get closer to the sun, and its huge, immense size astounds you. And for all the heat and light, the sun looks warmly inviting and eager to embrace you. You head straight for the center of the sun. You become one with the sun's core, and you are filled with this light, and now this light is all around you as well as in you, washing you in it. You're floating now like a fish in the sun, but soothing and without any constraints. And you can look around and all the planets are revolving around you. And now you just continue to feel these waves of healing yellow light flushing around and in you, twirling and spinning out the fat, spinning out discomfort and injury, spinning in healing and comfort, gaining energy and strength. The light just washes over and pervades every pore in your body, tingling and warm. You just feel everything, every cell, all your skin, all your bones, everything is tingling, even vibrating a little bit with this yellow light, intense healing light. And you just float in this energy, float in this healing. And now, gently, you start to fly again. This time you are floating, flying down toward the earth. You ride on the sun's rays, back to the field of yellow flowers, still filled with the bright yellow sunlight, healing light, spinning energy throughout you, tingling throughout you. You can look back at the sun and feel one with it. All of its vibrant energy is part of you now, cleansing and healing and nourishing you. And you start to wiggle with energy, your toes on each foot, rotating your feet, moving the bones in your legs, moving your fingers on each hand, feeling the bones come alive and energized with this light. And over the course of the next couple of inhales, you slowly open your eyes to the light. I welcome you back. Namaste. I bow to you, who you are right now, who you are becoming. I honor your journey.